Hey, with Laëtitia Daché, In the Distance is the short dance film. It's from you're from Paris, France, correct?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're busy in this film. You're the director, you wrote the concept, and you're also the co-star, the co-dancer in the film as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I wrote it, I choreographed it, and I danced in the video.
And you directed it as well.
Yeah, and I also did the editing, and we did the color grading with Hussein Dion, which is also the camera operator and the cinematographer.
And who did the music?
The music, there are three musics, three different music. This was existing pieces. There was the first part, which is from Ryopi. It's called Wind Down. The second part is a piece from Olafur Arnalds and Alice Sarah Ott. And the third part is a piece from Yang Bao.
Wow. And did you have this music already like was it already going to be in the film before you started the production?
Yeah, actually, I had the idea of the video of the three parts, and when I was developing like the context and what I wanted to put in those, I had some music in mind, particularly the second one, the Olafur Arnalds one. But I also went to a concert from Ryopi, and this made me think of using one of his pieces. So it came in the process, during the process, and the Yang Bao ones was I think the last one I selected.
Okay, so you talk about it's three different films in a sense, like meaning
Yeah,
that there's three different motions and you have three different pieces of music, three different dances as well, correct? Styles of
yeah.
dance.
I would not say it's three different styles, but three ways of embodying it, even though I guess the style has some similarities because it's still myself choreographing, and I think there's actually differences and similarities. And in the third piece, the only big difference I would say is that it's improv mostly. And on the first and second one, it's fully choreographed.
Gotcha. Because the I'm just being very basic and generic, but the first like costume is white, you're wearing white, and then the second one is kind of darker, where you have
Yeah.
veils and it's very even the lighting is darker, you're wearing black. And then the third one is kind of it's a more modern aesthetic, a more modern, even location, I guess.
Yeah, the location is actually the same. It's three different parts of the same location,
Yeah.
and we try to have different ambience and different lighting. When I heard the audience feedbacks, I saw that there was a big uh, the contrast between the first one and the second one was something that was really noticed, even though that wasn't something I really wanted to highlight so much. So it was interesting to see that there was this opposition between the first one and the second one, even though I did not created it like that. It's just that in the first one, I wanted to talk more about something quite crude and light. And the second one, it was more darker and like maybe more complex and with more tension.
Mhm.
And the third one is like a lot more free and with a lot more movement, general movement, I would say.
Yeah. And then you have like but to say they kind of involve like at the end of the film, it involves into something even like a fourth part, I guess, right? With the lack of clothing, I guess. Like I'm trying to be very like not getting either way, but like it's very shadows and like the shadows and lighting, I guess, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess we could say that it's maybe a fourth part. What I wanted to highlight in the third one was it's called in the worldwide, and I wanted to really make a big difference between a part where the two protagonists are into something that is moving a lot. They move also a lot, but
Mhm.
at the end, there's something that is really calming down, and it's also the end of the three pieces, and it's for me it's also like a loop to the first one where the two individuals like meet again. There's a moment of solitude, and then the two individuals meet again one last time, and it brings us back to the first one, which is
Mhm.
mostly on the relationship between the two.
Yeah. It kind of goes in a circle in a sense.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So, okay, so what is your, this is a great, nicely directed film. You can tell you have a lot of coverage. You have some nice shots, like aesthetically and thematically, you really get some nice direction. There's some beautiful direction here with the close-ups, and then you have the sky shots. So I'm curious what your experience is before this film, like the directing dance films or just films in general.
Well, not so much. Actually, I'm a dancer first and a choreographer,
Yep.
and I was drawn to film during the COVID crisis
Mhm.
as a spectator myself, and I found it really interesting to think about a choreographic piece as a film form, in terms of persistence, in terms of proximity. And I wanted to use this medium at first because during the pandemic we have to create with some constraints, and the video was an easy way to like create, which was way more easier than live
Yeah.
performance. And I made only a first video like with my own technique, and really with auto production. It was a film in the forest, and it was really something short and easy, and it was my only experience. So this piece is my really first real film experience, I would say.
Gotcha. Like there's like it's like a real story. You told a story within the dance.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I
Mhm.
wanted to talk about the duality and complementarity, how those aspects emerge in life, and especially in challenging times. And the first video is much more through the lens of the alterity, the relationship between one and another. The second video is more about the relationship we have within oneself,
Mhm.
between the thoughts and the individuality in real life. And the third one is more on how an individual is navigating through the challenges of life.
So tell me about your co-star. Your as a Valentine? Valentine?
Valentin, yeah, Valentin Brunner.
Yep.
He's an amazing dancer, and he was really engaged and curious during the whole process. I'm really lucky to have him. And it was interesting for me to create it something with Valentin, because of course, he's an amazing dancer, but also he has its physical strength and softness at the same time. And I
Mhm.
thought it was something really interesting to talk about what I wanted to show here, and also a good complementarity with my body, which is more on the flexible side, and so it was a good way to show a form of complementarity here also, and a good match for the leaps also, and the partnering.
And where did you just ask him, can you be in my film? Like how did you get him to be in your film?
It was more or less that, yeah.
Yeah.
We are friends in real life, and we had the same training. So I know that he had the skills that I wanted to
Mhm.
use, and he has also the same way of approaching artistic work, I would say. So it was quite natural for me to think about him, and he answered quite easily. So it was really
So
amazing.
how many days did you shoot the film?
One day,
Yeah.
only one day.
You
Yeah,
must have been exhausted at the end of the day. Let's assume because you have, like I said,
absolutely.
lots of coverage. You have lots of There's a
Yeah, it was a big day. We have I think 9 hours of shooting.
mhm,
So we were really exhausted, and it was interesting because the third video was shot the last during the day. It was the last one, and as it's more improv and it's more on this thematic of being like in the whirlwind, and we are losing it a bit. It was interesting to exploit this quality of body, like to be exhausted, to
mhm.
maybe let go more. So we kind of try to use it also.
Did you use more than one camera?
Yeah, we had actually two cameras
Okay.
and also a drone.
Up above, yeah. So you had lots. So then when you said you edited the film yourself, so when you came into the room to edit the film, you had lots to work with, I guess.
Yeah, I had like I don't know exactly, but I think around 30 hours of
30 hours for a 10-minute film.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
good. 30, well, you said it's 9 hour shoot, right?
Yeah, with the two cameras. Yeah, no, sorry, it's not that. It's more around, I would say, uh, yeah, sorry, more around 20,
Yeah.
20.
So I didn't mean to call you out. I was just doing the quick math.
Yeah, no, no, you're right, you're right.
So tell me about, okay, so you're in the film. So the people who are shooting your film, are you looking at the a monitor after, or are you just trusting that you got something good? Like how is the process of you directing and performing at the same time?
Yeah, actually, I had some ideas of how I wanted the camera to shoot her, the movement that I wanted to have, and also the general overview. But what we did is that I wrote some direction to Ruslan, who is the camera operator, and he came to the rehearsals also. So he was able to see the movement, the general movement of the bodies,
Mhm.
and then I completely trust him on the day we shot.
So how does it feel like you got like you said you consider this your first dance film, quote unquote, but how does it feel to have it completed and like you're the star and you're the directing and it's getting in the festivals? Like is it exceeded your expectations or is it right where you think it's at?
No, it exceeded my expectations for sure. I sent it to festivals just like to test it a bit, and I
Yeah.
wouldn't imagine it would have so many selections and awards. So I'm really happy and I'm really grateful for all of that, and especially your festival because I feel like there was really a follow-up, and there's a written interview, there's this podcast, and I feel like it's quite exceptional actually. So. So yeah, it's a really good experience, and I'm really grateful for the feedbacks and the selections and awards.
So what did you think you were referencing it before, but what did you think the North American audience how would they in the video that we sent you, what they had to say about your film? What was your feelings about it?
About the video feedbacks,
The feedback, yeah.
the feedbacks, yeah. Well, it was amazing to have some feedbacks because since the format of this piece is a video, it's not that the same as theatrical performance when we can have the public in front of us. And so it was really nice to have some feedbacks. And as I said, it was also some elements were surprising. So it's always nice to,
Mm.
as the director, to be surprised by the feedback. And I guess it's also what we want, actually, that the audience may be able to have their own interpretation and their own
Mm.
remarks. So that was really nice.
Well, it's experimental in nature, meaning that you have a set theme and story, but at the same time, the individual is gonna interpret what they feel, like as we're feeling with your dance, right? So we're gonna interpret what we feel with the project, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. I imagine not everybody will have all of what I had in mind, and that's not
Yeah.
the point. The point is actually to feel something, and maybe the audience will feel exactly what I wanted to show, but maybe not because we don't have the same experiences, life experiences. So
Yeah.
I just want this to resonate with the audience, and what interests me in mostly um, through movement, expressing what touches us as human beings. So it can be a large amount of things, and it can be different from one to another. So that's
Mm.
fine for me.
So I'm assuming you're gonna make another dance film?
I'm not sure because I'm thinking now about theatrical performance, so a ballet, like a traditional ballet for theaters. So we'll see, maybe, but I think it will be the next project actually. But I'm also thinking about another dance film in the future, maybe not the near future, but in the future for sure. Yeah.
So you're about to, or you already started, you're about to do like a theater run, I guess.
Sorry, excuse me.
You're about to do a run, like you're about to do a show run, like you're about to be very busy, like doing a daily show, I guess.
Yeah. We will try to already go to the studio to do the rehearsals and to do the creation, and then
Yeah,
we will have the run. And but I think it will take like several months from now.
gotcha. Well, it's going to be in Paris. It's going to play in Paris.
I don't know yet because when we have the show, we will send to different locations and different theaters, and we will
Mhm.
see. But I can assume that the first date will be in Paris or around. Yeah.
Gotcha. How old were you when you started dancing?
Oh, I was, I think, 9. I
Oh,
begin with
that's a late, like in my world, that's because my daughter dances. That's like you're a late bloomer, I guess. So you started at 9.
yeah, we can say that night can appear quite late.
It's crazy
Yeah.
saying that, but yeah, basically like yeah.
Yeah,
And then
absolutely.
you fell in love with it. You fell in love with it right away.
Yeah, quite right away. It was a way of expressing that was really different for me, and I was more it was more easy, I guess, for me to express through movement rather than words.
Mhm.
And that was the main thing for me. Yeah.
Because it kind of consumes as soon as you start and you get good, like you're obviously amazing, you're professional. It's a lot of time and a lot of work, I guess, right? It kind of consumes your life.
Yeah, it's hours during a day.
Yeah,
It's weeks. It's years of work. But I think it's what I like also the fact that you have to be really dedicated and you have to work hard to be able to even only do this job. And yeah, I will not say it consume because it's kind of a negative thing, but
well, yeah,
it's more. Yeah, it's a lifestyle, I would say. It's a lifestyle. So it it imprints all the aspects of life, but you have, of course, to find the balance between
sure.
like getting good at what you do and also not be too much in a bubble. You have to see what is outside also. Like read, go to museums, meet friends, and
Yeah.
it's a balance that you have to work on quite every day.
And arguably, it probably makes you a better dancer too when you have perspective, right? You're not just like in a little, yeah, like you said, like a little bubble,
Yeah, I think
right?
so.
So,
I think so. Not always easy, but I think so.
because
Yeah.
it can get competitive as well, and you thought there's a lot of judgment, and you're under a microscope, right? So it's like it's not it's to get to the level where you at. It's not an easy it's not an easy process. One would
Yeah,
assume.
sure. You have to find yourself and not being too like you have to be open to good criticism. I think it's absolutely crucial, but at the same time, you have to be you have to find some sort of serenity through that and not being too yeah to drawn down by some criticism that can be really tough, of course. Yeah, so there's part from this job that is for sure difficult, but yeah, I think it's really a personal work also to like stand by yourself and have your own thoughts and finding your artistic personality also. And yeah,
That's
it's a
amazing.
process.
It's yeah, 100%. I'm just seeing it from my perspective as my daughter does like competitive dance and it's a little
Yeah.
crazy.
Already crazy.
She's
Yeah,
8. Yeah, she started last
8.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So she have time. She have time to
Well,
be
I think it's
competitive.
more about what I don't think she's going to be a professional dancer like yourself. It's like it's very difficult, and you change through the times, but you never know. But it's more about like she learns discipline, she learns structure, she
Yeah,
learns to work with others, even though if they don't, she doesn't like them personally, or maybe she does. But it's about a team. It's about a team effort. It's about kind of like the discipline of doing it kind of on a daily basis,
okay.
and you get better. The more you practice, the better you get, right? So.
Yeah, it's a school of life, and I think it's really important to learn to work consistently and
Yeah,
to be really
yeah.
consistent. I think dance for that is a really good school. Yeah,
And you can take that kind of structure and that kind of discipline into other aspects of life. So yeah, yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, sure, for sure.
Well, I wish you the ultimate best of success. I hope you make another film. I know you're doing your show, but let's talk again if you make another film. And like I said, I love this film. I think it's fantastic, and you're a really solid filmmaker as well. So I hope you keep making movies.
Thank you so much for all that you have done with the festival and for your words. It's really touching, and we can keep in touch for the second one.
For sure.